Silas, you have earned your place at the table.
Lord Megatron, I am honored.
Knockout's dissection table.
Breakdown would be tickled.
No, Lord Megatron. Why?
Because Damocles was the best you had to offer, and it is no more. The human factor did indeed tip the scales in favor of my enemies. He will be a fascinating case for study.
I will leave no fiber or fiber optic unexamined.
No! Megatron! I'm here to serve you! No!
All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ooh, what's going on here? All right. What is happening, everybody? It's late, but we are here to do some Batman villains. So, obviously, yesterday I did my first game stream, which went pretty well, aside from some of the audio or the visual quality. So I need to, but I'm experimenting with what's it called? Streamlabs, so I'm gonna see about doing that maybe next week or something. I will do another test stream and see if that works any, better for the game stream that I want to do because I like playing video games and I think it's a lot of it can be a lot of fun. So, but yeah, obviously we are drawing what I call the Arkham Rejects. We got Clock King, we got Condiment King, and we got Killer Moth. Now, this was obviously suggested by Grumpy Old Ninja. And, oh, hey, Chris. Hey, Chris. How you doing, man? Yeah, so this is obviously, suggested by Grumpy Old Ninja on when I was going around the horn asking people for, asking some of my buddies for who they wanted to see me draw. So, yeah. So I think we're gonna work left to right. We'll start with Condiment or Clock King, then we'll end it off. Then we'll go to Clock. Then we'll kind of go to that. I enjoyed season 2 of Young Justice. I wasn't really the biggest Young Justice fan, but I liked the first 2 seasons, but not so much the 3rd season. So yeah. All right. So let's pull out some skin tones. Okay. Which I'll probably knock out both Clock King and Condiment King's skin tone since they're both white guys. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm kind of going for like sort of an animated series sort of vibe here. It's going to be in the red sky background that we're kind of familiar with. So right now I'm using the EO1. For those who want to know which markers I'm using, I'll try to name them off as I go. Okay. Hold on. I need to pull up my reference. Okay. Now I'm using the E00 for those interested. Okay. I'll just need a darker tone. Not you. You. Do you think, Martin? Hold on. My reference is covering the chat. Maybe. Is he? Are you talking about live action or in voice acting? I'm not too sure. Is that the guy from? Avatar? That guy, the villain in that movie. Like I said before, I'm not really the best when it comes to remembering names of Hollywood people. And not really the best when it comes to like thinking about who would be the best actor for certain characters. You know, it's not my profession or whatever. All right. All right, I think that should be good for now. So let's move on to Condiment King. I better pull some reference. Gotcha. I've not seen the Karate Kid movies, so I wouldn't know who that is. The name sounds familiar, but I don't think the guy from Avatar, the live action one. Okay, so neck is green. Only the face needs to be in the skin tone. Okay. One thing I'm doing to make their skin complexion look a little bit differently is I'm using the same markers but in like a different order. So I think that sometimes it can create a little bit of a difference between the two characters, you know. Because you want them all to stand out, but not to the point where they lose their natural complexion and whatnot. Just a little bit. Is Stephen Lang? Oh, is it Stephen Lang who's the guy in Avatar? I can't remember. But the guy from Avatar, the guy who plays the main villain, like not the anime one that's based off the anime, but the one the blue people, the big blue people, that movie, which was very meh. But I thought that guy could play a really good like Deathstroke or David Kane. Never did a movie with him. All right, let's go back to clocking. Let's get the costume on. So the hat is supposed to be the same color as his costume or jacket. So and we'll start with a dark. We'll use copper for this one. I think it's the same guy. Yeah, I think I was thinking of different actors here. But honestly, I don't know. I don't really think about actors and whatnot and who would play the best version of a character or something like that on film. Just not really my thing. Well, it's because I'm just kind of done with superhero movies in general. I don't really think that they'll ever really get these characters right, you know. Really not ever again, because Marvel started off pretty solid, for the most part, when they started the MCU, but then it kind of went off the rails in recent years. So should all be covered up. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess. Right. Actually, see. Do you have brown or black? Yeah, black shoes. Okay. See, I can't really look things up on my computer because my computer runs really slow when I stream, so that's kind of why it's not really my. I mean, obviously, I think that honestly, at the end of the day, any actor can probably play most role if they have the looks down, if they have the acting chops, but. They kind of just have to. For David Kane, someone just has to play like kind of like this jackass type of character, because he's someone who doesn't really take anything too seriously, someone like that. All right, so we have a black tie and a white suit. I gave him stripes, so I'll probably make the stripes like gray and stuff. Gray and white, yeah, that should be good. Okay. Okay. Collecting kind of an interesting take in the anime. I wasn't really not really too familiar with it, the way what he was in the comics as much, but in the anime series, he was kind of like this guy who was, I think he was like a lawyer, and he ended up losing a case because he ran out of time or something like that. And now I think the Arrowverse did him, and they kind of did something kind of similar, but instead of but he loses like a sister or something like that in that series and that's kind of like what makes him become obsessed with like time and whatnot. But in the anime series, he kind of seeks revenge on the mayor because he kind of screwed him over one day, or in his mind he screwed him over. Oh, I need a beige for the pants. Forgot about that. Really need more light beige, like colors and stuff. Only like a couple. It's a very essential color for a lot of things. So. All right. And that was E21 for those who are watching the replay or are just interested in seeing or which markers I use in case they need inspiration. Such. It's kind of it's about right. It wouldn't be too much shine, so you don't need to have that white highlight. Kazuto Nakama would be. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Yeah, I'd love to see an animated series based on the in a perfect world, obviously, where DC respects their characters and whatnot. I would love to see like because Henry Kane. I find that like most DC characters like really work best in animation. I just don't really like, or at least most superhero genre stuff really does like come to life much more in animation than they do in live action because you can really show off just how powerful or incredible a character is, through animation. There's just a lot more you can do with animation with these characters. And Cassandra Cain is definitely one of them. She's one of those characters that would look really fucking cool. Like her action scenes would be really cool in like animation. All right, this should be good for now. Until we add our actually this guy. Sure. No, let's use it for the darker. There it is. Yeah. You worked on Samurai Kempula. Okay. I'm not really familiar with anime, but yeah, like if it's a really good one, but if it's like one of those really but yeah, a lot of the animations usually look pretty good though, or at least the action scenes do in anime form. So okay, I think that should do it. Let's do one shade of light. The E21. And then we will move on to the suit on the inside, and then we'll do the shirt and the whatever hair and this little cane here, which is kind of like the hand in a clock type of thing going on there. I'll need you for that. So yeah, I'll just do this now. Okay. Let's put in my yellows. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen the Hellboy movies or the animations, so gosh, there's so many things I haven't seen. I really need to start catching up on a lot of more popular things that people have seen, but I haven't. But I've never really been a trend follower. Yeah, I've always kind of been, or most, at least not most of the time. I always just kind of go with what I like, but but it's always never a bad thing to broaden your horizon every now and then. All right. Okay. Let's grab some gray. Which I think neutral gray. Yeah, I think neutral gray is this one. And I'll need some black. All right. I think we'll go for a okay. That should do it. Let's see. All right, I just need the two. Just a little bit darker. She has gray hair, right? Favorite anime? I never watched a whole lot of anime when I was growing up. I was mostly into DC and Marvel, like cartoons and movies and stuff, and Star Wars. So, but if you want to know my favorite DC animated movies, it would definitely be Mask of the Phantasm, Under the Red Hood, I Am Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero, and probably it wasn't really. It's not technically a movie, but it was kind of released in a movie format on direct to DVD, and that's the Batman Superman World's Finest. And it's basically the collection of all three of the World's Finest episodes from the animated series. So, which I really like. It's really great episodes. They still hold up to this day. It's still really good. Like all those DC cartoons still hold up really well. Yeah. Yeah, and the Red Hood's really good too. I love that movie. All right. But I guess I like the Gotham Knights animated movie. It was kind of an anime, so I guess that would count. All right. Oh, and clock on his thing there. It needs to be colored in. There we go. Yeah, I really like that movie. That's some really good storylines in that. Really like the one where what was it called? I can't remember because they had like little different like mini like storylines in that, and so one that I really liked was the one where what was it called? something about pain. It was the one where Batman was learning to deal with his pain, where he's going around, where he goes to this woman in India or whatever, and she kind of teaches him how to endure pain and stuff like that. It was really a really interesting story there. That's something I'd like to see more of. If they, that's something I kind of wish they did with Gotham was, because in that show it was kind of a more cop show, but then it was kind of like a Bruce Wayne origin film. It's like I feel like, but I felt like the show used a little bit too much of the rogues gallery. That's kind of why I kind of got turned off by it, because they were using too many villains that, just characters who are more. Who just shouldn't be introduced that early on, or shouldn't be that active, that early on, That's why I kind of avoided it, I watched the first season. I like the actors and stuff like that. I liked all the actors who played all the characters in Gotham, but what I thought would have been a better show and would have been more interesting to see would have been if they did something like Arrow, where it's like you had the island story, but then you had the the stuff that was happening in the city and stuff like that. Obviously in that show, the stuff on the island kind of takes place before, or it's kind of like a prequel to what happens in the city, but it's kind of like the same sort of principle. I think kind of applies. The same idea of having it where you can have like two dual like storylines, and you can kind of have the themes of both storylines kind of interplay in some capacity. Like whatever Gordon's going through can kind of reflect what happens, like training to become or overcome rather. Like, I thought that would have been a more interesting story if they actually went and explored the training that Batman went through instead of just like showing him as a kid and whatever. Which there's a story to be told there, obviously, but the way they went about it, I think, was not really the best. So. Yeah, I wasn't really the biggest fan of the orphan persona. I always preferred Cassandra Cain as Batgirl. I didn't really like her as Black Betty. She was fine as Black Bat, I guess, because it made sense because they had Stephanie Brown as Batgirl for a while, which I like Stephanie Brown as Batgirl, but I'm more of a Cassandra Cain fan. I think that she's the best one to wear the cowl. I definitely preferred Stephanie as a spoiler, but it did make sense for her character, for Stephanie's character to kind of graduate into that. It kind of shows her maturity, how much she's matured as a hero. Because she's because Stephanie Brown was kind of she was kind of like not really a fuck up, but she was kind of someone who always would make mistakes and stuff like that. She wasn't perfect, and Batman was always discouraging her from becoming a vigilante and stuff like that. But the thing that made her inspiring and relatable and likable was that she never gave up, even though she knew that she wasn't the best. She knew that she wasn't like the best in the family or whatever, but she knew that she had to make a difference and stuff like that. So that's what I really admired about the character. And so her becoming Batgirl kind of like an evolution of that, all that character development there. But at the same time, but I think they could. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm really a big fan of Cass's Batgirl. Yeah, I definitely prefer the Black Bat persona, definitely over the orphan persona, but I think so. She might have. I'm not too sure. I can't remember her for certain, but I imagine so. But yeah, I also really like the relationship between Cass and Barbara, where it's kind of like a kind of an older sister sort of a dynamic there going on. Barbara's always trying to get Cassandra Cain to be a little more human, in the sense that because Cassandra Cain's a very socially awkward person in the books, because she's very much dedicated to the mission, And so I really thought that was and so she and Barbara kind of had a really interesting dynamic there, where Barbara's always trying to get her to come out of her shell every now and then. And I always thought it was kind of fun. And I always thought their interaction was really funny. All right, let's see. 1, 2. This way. We get the hair, and then we can move on to Condiment King. All right. Yeah, we had 3. Just to get the shadow under the hair from the hat. All right. Yeah, I couldn't get into Gotham either. Like, it just, to me, it just introduced way too many villains like Scarecrow, Mr. Freeze, the Riddler, Joker, Two-Face, like way early on in there. You know, I think the age range and the age like between Batman and his villains, like for some of them were just like they didn't really work for me. Like, I mean, Penguin I can see being a lot older than Bruce. I can kind of see that, you know, but like characters like Joker, Two-Face, Riddler, they should be about the same age as Batman or younger. But not like, you know, but it's like way too drastic of a, you know, age difference for me to really get into it. All right, so let's get the main portion of Condiment King's costume going. So it's kind of a tealish blue type thing that's going on with it. So, all right. Wouldn't, not really that one. Not really teal. It's a weird sort of like a baby blue almost. You know, yeah, because like she didn't really date anyone that much. You know, she wasn't really very social. You know, I think we use these guys, and I think we use the BG. I don't think that'll work. No. Huh? No, a little too dark to be. Maybe BG10 might be useful. We'll start with that. So it's mostly just his arms, torso. Okay. Just seeing which parts need to be blue and which parts don't. Real quick. I usually work a light color to dark color. It's kind of a for what's going to just kind of helps map things out a bit more. But yeah. But yeah, I didn't really care for Gotham. You know, I felt like they introduced too many villains at such a like just way too early on, you know, and just didn't really like some of the ways they were setting up certain villains. You know, like this just the idea that, you know, seeing like Commissioner Gordon stopping like the Scarecrow or whatever, like already confronting people like the Riddler and stuff like that before Batman shows up and stuff. It's like, because like in the early days of Batman's career, it was mostly about him taking down organized crime and, you know, police corruption. That was like the whole thing. Like you could, and it's like you could have done an entire show about that. You know, you could tell a show about a corrupt system, and instead of always like bringing in all these different villains that shouldn't really be introduced at this point, you know. But you know, I did like the cat. I like the architecture. Actually, that was one of the things that kind of I did like. I kind of watched it for was like because it reminded me a lot of the Tim Burton Batman films. The architecture was really solid in the series. It really looked like Gotham to me. But aside from that, you know, it's just kind of meh. At least the first season. I haven't seen the other seasons just because I just have no interest in seeing. Because like they brought in Astro at one point, I think they brought in Lady Shiva. Like, you know, stuff like that. Just like no, like these characters shouldn't be showing up this early on. It's like because Azrael didn't show up until much later in the comics. You know, it wasn't until like way past like when Tim Drake became Robin. I think was when he was starting to pop out. Like the first Azrael, not Gene Paul. Well, Gene Paul Valley too, but Ludovic. I think his name was Ludovic Valley or something like that. He was like the original Azrael, or the one before Gene Paul, rather. And that was kind of like a little bit later on in the lore. But and didn't they? I think they brought in the Court of Owls at one point, didn't they? In the show, yeah. Like, I just don't like when they do stuff like that, where it's like sometimes it seems way too early on. Let's get that. All right. Now let's pull up the BG triples. Actually, no, I'll use B 000 instead. Right. Yeah, me too. I'm very, very big fan of Cassandra Cain. That's why I skipped out on the Birds of Prey movie, because I heard everything they were doing with Cassandra Cain, and I was just like, nope. It's like, I'm not going to support a movie that shits on one of my favorite characters in the comics. So, nope. I mean, I was going to skip the movie anyways because of just the horrible designs for half those characters, which look nothing like them. That's like, it wasn't even a Birds of Prey movie. It's just Harley Quinn and some other chicks. It's like it's not Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey was founded by Barbara Gordon and Black Canary and Huntress. Harley Quinn had nothing to do with fucking Birds of Prey when they first started out. And all of a sudden, she's in their fucking origin movie. Okay, it's like if you want to do Harley Quinn movies, I don't understand why they didn't just do a fucking Gotham City Sirens movie if they wanted to use Harley Quinn. It's like, so you could have had Poison Ivy, Catwoman. That would be a fun movie, actually. That would make a fun movie, like to see all those three just doing whatever. But instead, they just do what the fuck they did in that Birds of Prey movie, and as a result, all those characters got shit on. So. Hey, Mads, how you doing? Going a little bit late tonight because I had some stuff that needed to be done earlier. So, but yeah, working on Condiment King right now by request of a grill ninja, our favorite ninja, the best ninja that ever it could be. All right. Okay, I need some refills soon. Next payday. Yeah, let's get some dark areas now. We'll start blending them in later. Yeah, that would make more sense because if they want to do Harley Quinn, it's like they should have just done a Gotham City Sirens movie instead of a Birds of Prey. That would make more sense. And it could actually be a fun movie, seeing Catwoman, Harley, and Ivy. They have a really good chemistry and whatnot. Okay. Well, I kind of gave my thoughts a little bit on Stephanie Brown, but I really love the character. I really love Stephanie Brown. I think she's a really inspiring character. Well, pre-52, I haven't really kept up with her in New 52, and I know a little bit about what's going on with her in Rebirth, but when I refer to most of these characters, most of the DC characters, I'm mostly referring to pre-New 52. And then maybe a little bit of Rebirth, because some of Rebirth was good, but then it kind of like fell off once Bendis and Dendido came back and did their thing. But yeah, I really love Stephanie Brown. I love her relationship with Tim. I think she's a really inspiring character because of what she was able. She's someone who I kind of explained it earlier, but she's kind of someone who was, the best fighter, not the best, tactical mind in the Bat family, but she was someone who still strived to, never give up. She always, wanted to help and wanted to be a hero and whatnot. I thought that was very, very cool about her. So. Hey Jeffrey, how you doing, man? Yeah, Bane's a really good villain. I really love Bane. Mostly, but I mostly refer to pre-52 Chuck Dixon Bane. Like that to me is like just peak Bane right there. But yeah, they kind of didn't really do a whole. Well, they did a little bit with Bane, but not too much. But he had a lot more character development in the pre-52 timeline than what the newer stuff is kind of giving him. He's someone who had he had a little bit more depth in the older comics. So. Is it wrong to freehand draw comics covers? Instead of drawing them using round heads, erasing. You know what? Draw however you want. Draw however works for you. I use I draw. Okay. Like I sometimes use here, hold on. I have some reference because I actually have this book that I kind of learned this, but had it when I was a younger kid. But yeah, I kind of learned from this a lot when I was younger, when I was first starting out. Which, to be honest, and it was kind of like it was based off the animated series, obviously. But yeah, I had this book when I was younger. I kind of tracked it down a couple months ago. So, but yeah, I learned a lot from this. So obviously, I think you're referring to this type of stuff, like the construction lines and stuff. Yeah, obviously draw whatever works for you. If you can just freehand it, like more power to you. It's not so much how you get there; it's just if you get there, or it's not really if you get there, but you know what I mean. It's obviously use whatever techniques really work for you. But I do recommend using construction lines for newer artists. People who are just getting started or don't really know. Which I actually do recommend the books I have. I just showed off. Because I think DC has a bunch of them. You can probably find on Amazon But I actually do recommend those because they're very because especially if you're a big fan of Bruce Timm art style, I do definitely recommend those ones because the Bruce Timm art style is very simplistic. It's really easy to learn from. Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, I'm not really the best when it comes to naming what I'm doing when I'm drawing. It's just it's all good, man. Sometimes I don't have the word for it, But yeah. Obviously use construction lines if you need to. But I can understand why some people might not like it because sometimes they, draw too much. You draw, too many construction lines, and but for that, I kind of. It's kind of more for once you start to get a feel for things. But actually, getting edible erasers is very useful for that because it can erase, it kind of erases your pencil lines, but it could also keep basically what it does is it cleans up the drawing, but also keeps some of the more important line work that you've been working on. And so I find edible erasers very useful for when you're doing your pencils, when you're doing your construction lines. So, but obviously erase as much as possible so you don't get, because sometimes your paper will get very dirty if you are putting you're being too rough with the pen or whatever, So, all right. Ooh, I just missed a bunch of stuff. Okay, yeah. What are my thoughts on Jason Todd? In recent years, I liked some of the stuff. I've read some of the Rebirth comics with him in it. I think it's pretty good. I like the idea of him kind of trying to work his way back into the family, the Bat family, but I like. I don't know. I'm not too sure what they're doing with him like right now in the more recent books, but yeah, I've liked his Rebirth run. I didn't really read too much of the New 52 just because I wasn't a fan of the way they were treating a lot of the characters. Yeah. And 90s is kind of good. Nightfall, Death of Superman, yeah. Yeah. Mark Big. Ooh, nice. I love all that. Yeah. DC animation was just on fire, like back in the day. They were just really kicking ass. Not only did you have the Batman the Animated Series, you had Superman, you had Batman Beyond, you had Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, you had Static Shock, Green Lantern, which is a really underrated show in my opinion. Teen Titans, Young Justice, But yeah, now we're getting this like new Aquaman show that looks awful. It's like, what the fuck is that? But I just don't really think we'll be getting. I mean, just as the action, it was okay. I saw parts of it. It was kind of meh. Just wasn't really the same quality as the older stuff. My brother can draw very well too. Except he doesn't really draw anymore, but he is good. Yeah, you can definitely get rusty if you don't draw for a while. Like, I find sometimes that if I'm not drawing, like not well, like sometimes I will like if I'm not drawing for like a week or something like that. Yeah, it'll take me a while to get back into it. But yeah, so it's like very important. Like it's kind of like you're doing a sport or playing a video game. If you step back for like a week or something like that, you'll find that your skill needs to be you need to practice a little bit more in order to get back into it. All right, I think I'll do it for the basic of the costume here. Yeah, let's use just to blend in the BO2. But yeah, I definitely recommend those DC. I have another one I have. Hold on. Another good book to have is at least that I ordered because I was trying to learn the Bruce Timm style for a little while. But yeah, I have this one, How to Draw Batman, Superman, Other DC Heroes book by Aaron Sauter, or whatever his name is. So yeah, like I recommend those books as well. Like just if you're especially if you're a really big fan of comic books and you're a really big fan of the Bruce Timm style, I recommend those ones because they're very simple. Because like I said before, the Bruce Timm style is very simplified and it's a really appealing style. It's very appealing style. It's really easy to learn. But also, I would also recommend looking up anatomy and stuff like that. When you're doing your things, because it's really important to know like how the body works and stuff. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I try. Yeah, I definitely preferred the old Titans cartoon more than the Young Justice one. I really like the older Titans show. But I think it's time we throw some green on this guy. I think the blue is as good as it can be right now. Yeah, I really like the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. I also really love the Spectacular Spider-Man as well. That was a really good one as well. It was really a shame that it got canceled the way it did. just way too early on. There's like so much they could have done, and I mean, it's like kind of a lot of shows that were canceled. You know, like Young Justice, Green Lantern was cut off way too early on. Like they could have done a lot with Green Lantern, the animated series, after the first season. Well, it was kind of, I think it was like technically 2 seasons, but. Felt like 2 seasons, but yeah, Spectacular Spider-Man's really, really solid. You know, it's to me is what the it's what the what's it called, the Tom Holland movie should have been more like I think that Tom Holland movies kind of just missed the mark on the character, you know. But yeah. All right. Let's get a darker shade going for our shadows. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I like Josh Keaton, but I also really like the guy from the animated series. The guy from the video game did pretty well. So, there's a lot of actors that could probably play good. Like Will Friedle, I could see playing Spider-Man. The guy who played Batman Beyond. I think he'd be a good fit for the role. My voice is fucked right now. Hold on. Favorite Spider-Man artist? Oh, definitely Todd McFarlane. Definitely. I really love the way he drew Spider-Man. All right, that should be it for the green. Yeah. Yeah, Condiment King's he's a fun character. He's a fun guy. Yeah, I don't know. He had a fun. I think it was like a mind. I think he was under mind control in that episode, wasn't he? I think the Joker like mind controlled a bunch of people, and one of them was him. But he's just kind of like a normal guy. That's kind of fun. What time is it? 9:54. Making pretty decent progress. So. Let's go. Catch up going. Never in a million years would I ever think that Batman would fight a guy with a ketchup gun who has a ketchup gun. But then again, weirder things have happened in comics, so that's what makes it fun. That's cool. Favorite writer? Jack Kirby, Stanley. Yeah, can't really think of many off the top of my head. Like I said, I'm more of a DC guy, so most of my knowledge is DC. His handle is supposed to be red too. All right, let's get this. I wanted to be a little more orangey type of red because I'm going for the red sky look from the animated series for this one. So I kind of make the going for a darker red for the background. So I'm going to try and keep the ketchup here as light as possible. just so it stands out a bit more. Ooh, I like John Bernthal, but I really liked Thomas Jane. Yeah, thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah, Thomas Jane was just awesome in that first Punisher movie. Well, it's not the first one. I think there's another one in like the 90s or something like that, or 80s. I can't remember. But yeah, Thomas Jane is like he's just perfect as a Punisher. He just like came right out the fucking comic page, you know. But yeah, John Bernthal was really good as well. You know, in the series, and I like which they're kind of mixed for a lot of people. I think a lot of people are very mixed on the Punisher series. He was great in Daredevil when he came in. I liked. That's dark, a little bit too dark. But I liked the first season of Punisher, but the second season kind of got really boring for me. So, and his symbol has a little red here. Let's do that. But yeah, so Punisher. Yeah, the Punisher from the MCU. Yeah, John Bernthal. Yeah, he was really solid too. He was really solid. He's a lot more of the brutal version of the Punisher. That version kind of embraced more of the brutal side of the Punisher, whereas the John Bernthal one was more based on the more cold and calculated version of the character. So, which I think they're both, they both do what they're supposed to do. They're both really good actors, and they're what they were, But yeah, not too sure whether or not we'll see that Punisher again because of Disney. And honestly, in the recent years, I'm not too sure if we want to see the Punisher again because of the way they're treating the characters in the comics right now. Silver Samurai. Ooh, I'm not the most knowledgeable on a lot of the X-Men stuff. I mean, I watched the animated series. I have I've definitely been meaning to get into a lot of the X-Men comics because I've bought a couple trades the past couple of years, past year or last year or so, but I just have not had time to go through them all. But yeah, he seems like an interesting villain. Seems like a fun villain. Seems cool. So he got his ass kicked in what's it called? The Death Battle though by Shredder, which is kind of cool. Japanese Marvel character? I don't know. Like I said, I'm more of a DC guy, so I can't remember. I'm sure it was in Winter Soldier for a second. They might bring. He was? Really? I don't remember that. I'll have to see that. I'll have to rewatch Winter Soldier then. Oh, Daredevil's gonna be hot in Hawkeye. That's cool. I thought that's pretty cool, but She-Hulk too. Yeah, hopefully they do the character right. Yeah, but knowing Disney now, I'm not really all that keen on it. But it's kind of cool that they're bringing back Charlie Cox, I suppose. Okay, let's get the yellow going. Let's get the mustard gun going. This guy, man. This dude's something else. You gotta be a special kind of somebody to walk around in a fucking condiments uniform here. Ooh, Shredder versus Lady Shiva. Ooh, probably Shredder. I say Shredder. Just because he has the super if he has, like, obviously, it'd be kind of like a last resort type of thing if he had to use the ooze, if he became a super shredder, but like it'd be just a big game over there, But I think Shredder would probably win. I think that he has. Yeah, I think I'd go Shredder. But it'd be a very close fight. I definitely don't think that Lady Shiva would go down that easily. All right, let's see. Yeah. Some yellows here. Yep, he crashed the truck he was trying to protect Nick Fury. Huh. That's interesting. I'll have to see that. I'll have to rewatch Winter Soldier tonight then, because I'll definitely have to see that. It's really interesting. Yeah. Shredder's definitely a really cool villain. He's really cool. He had a really cool design, And that was a lot of fun doing the Batman Shredder stream I did a couple months ago. Let's see. Oh, and I need to get the symbol, the other half of the symbol. And I think the rest of the costume is just black and white, so I just need to get some grays going. Just gonna get a darker shade here. Okay, probably went too far there. Okay. I think we'll use some cool grays. Yeah. The first one was kind of shit, but I actually kind of like the second one, or at least parts of the second one that they did. Because they focused a lot more on the turtles and the relationship between the turtles in that second film, but the first film was kind of just like way too much focus on. Like they just did a way too much of a focus on what's her name, April, in that movie. Wasn't really when they should have been focused a lot more on the turtles and their relationship and whatnot. Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool if they did a Timothy versus Batman too. That'd be really cool. I like the first one they did. That was really awesome. That movie. And for ooh, yeah. You're gonna be in. Or hold on. Yeah, I'm not really the biggest Zack Snyder fan, so you're not gonna get a whole lot of praise from me on that side of things. But because I was not really interested in those takes on the characters, mostly because they were based heavily on the New 52 for the basis of the DCEU and some of Frank Miller Batman stuff, which I wasn't really fond of either. I was never really a big Frank Miller guy. I was more of a I just wasn't really a big fan of like the more brutal version of the character. I was more interested in the more noble side of the character, the more traditional Batman. And which is what they kind of based off most of the characters. Like they based the Joker off of Frank Miller's when he did the All-Star Batman and Robin and stuff like that. So not really my cup of tea, but I'm glad you enjoyed them. They definitely have their fan base. So, but I ain't part of it. So yeah, that's my piece on that. All right, let's get a different shade of gray. But It'd be dark anyway. The drank instead of the pizza. Yeah. Cry for a female character from the. Oh yeah. Cry's pretty cool. I still need to get to work on that Karai versus Cassandra Cain piece. You know. Really liked. No, that's really a really cool idea I had a while ago. Let me start. Where the fuck did I put my cool grays? I had them here, all over the place now. Okay. There we go. All right, let's get a cool gray too. I wanted Mono Steel too, but we wanted Batman instead. I don't like how they just didn't say so. Yeah. I thought that was like really rushed. I have a lot of problems with BVS, you know. And that was one of them. They really shouldn't have done Death of Superman that early on. You know, it's just way too early on in Superman's story to really do something like that. Yeah. I'm just not really interested in the more broken version of the character of Batman or Superman. It's just not really. Like, I'm just not really interested in those versions of the characters. I was more, because I'm more interested in the more aspirational side of DC, not so much the darker half. I mean, like I'm fine with darker storylines, but just more the core of a DC story should be about hope and optimism. That's kind of what I didn't really get from those movies. Just didn't really find those versions of the characters to be very inspiring and whatnot. So, yeah, they should have like saved Doomsday for like later on in their series. But I mean, I had a lot of problems with Man of Steel in general. I just didn't really like that take on Superman. It was mostly because they like got like the Kents wrong. They just didn't really get like Moth, Pa Kent right. I don't think. I mean, I can understand what he was trying to go for, but just didn't really. I don't think he really thought it through very well. Yeah, because it's like Pa Kent should never be like teaching Clark to like he should like Pa Kent would never like tell Clark that he was in the wrong or he should or berate Clark rather. When he after saving that bus full of kids, it's like no, Pa Kent wouldn't do that. Like it's like no, that's not who the character is. And that's not how he would talk to his son like that, in that way. But yeah, I really loved Brandon Routh as Superman. I felt like I'm not too sure if it's really Henry Cavill's fault. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt when it comes to acting. But I really love like Brandon Routh, even though I didn't really like Superman Returns. Superman Returns had a lot of problems, but Brandon Routh was not one of them. He was probably, if not, he was probably the best part of that movie. He truly was Superman in that movie. I really, there's kind of I would have liked to have seen a sequel, but there's kind of not really a whole lot you can do with that movie. But at the same time, I really like that, because it really felt like Superman's world. But I think the main problem with that was tying it to the Christopher Reeve films, but then doing a lot of really stupid things with the character of Superman. Like Clark would never up and leave Lois for 5 years without saying goodbye, no less. This is like, no, that's not Clark Kent. Like Clark Kent's a gentleman. He would be like, if he was going for 5 years, he would at least tell Lois, Which I don't really think that Clark would leave for 5 years. I mean, he left for a little bit in the animated series, but I don't think they said that he left for 5 years, because that's when he found Supergirl, when he was exploring Krypton and whatnot, or what remained of Krypton rather. But yeah, I think I'll do it for Condiment King. Oh yeah. I've never watched Smallville, but but I really am hearing a lot of good things about Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor. I heard he's like really, really good. And from some of the things I've seen of him, yeah, he's really, really solid. I could not freaking stand what's his name, Jesse Eisenberg as Lex in BVS. I could not fucking stand that little twerp. I was like, fuck, this is not Lex Luthor. So yeah, I really, really loved Brendan Routh. He should have been, like, you know, I haven't watched it, but when they brought him back into CW, you know, at least from the pictures, obviously, because I haven't watched the movie. But when you see those pictures, like that is fucking Superman right there. That's like, you know, and you compare him next to like the new Tyler Hoechlin Superman. It's like Tyler Hoechlin looks like a freaking joke compared to Brendan Routh as Superman. You know, but yeah, I would have loved it if they brought him back as Superman. Like, but you kind of have to divorce yourself from those ones, from the Superman Returns, just because of just because of a lot of the problems that movie had. You know. With their portrayal of Superman. Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of like, you know, the main problem that I have with Man of Steel was that, you know, David Goyer, Chris Nolan, Zack Snyder, they kind of approached the DC universe, or Superman rather. You know, they kind of were like, you know, they didn't really set out to make a Superman film that was about Superman, because, you know, WB, like, let's be real, WB does not care about Superman. Like, they don't understand the character at all. So that's why they had Zack Snyder do what he did in his movie, because, you know, just gotta make sure I line this up. But, you know, that's why they had him kind of remake the character in their image, because, you know, they want to do their, well, what if Superman was in the real world? It's just like, well, that's stupid. This is a comic book character. You shouldn't. Why would I want, like, it's the same problem with like the Chris Nolan Batman films. You know, you shouldn't. It's like, well, what if Batman was real? It's just like, well, Batman is real, so who cares? Like, who wants to see a realistic Batman or Superman? It's just like, so if you do that, you can't do characters like Clayface, and it's just like, or Man-Bat or whatever, you know. Kind of limits what you can do there, buddy. Green. Yeah, I just don't like, and it's like you can't really. It's like, well, how would the world react to Superman? And it's like, every time in the movie, it's like kind of, they always like say it's always going to be a negative reaction to Superman. It's just like I don't really see, like, I mean, I can see like some people being afraid of someone like Superman in our world, like in the real world, but like, if someone was going around saving people and whatnot, you know, I don't really think that, like, I think the vast majority of people like would be championing him. I don't really think that everyone would be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, the world's kind of a shitty place right now, so maybe. But I don't really see humanity or people being that negative towards someone like Superman. You know, that's kind of like what, you know, Jonathan Kent in that movie was kind of trying to instill in Clark, was that, oh, people are going to hate you because of you're different or whatnot. It's just like, no. It's like Clark doesn't believe that, and Paul Kent doesn't believe that. You know. You know, like, it just really wasn't like the right sort of story to tell with Clark in that movie. Favorite underrated Batman villain. Ooh. Probably Lady Shiva. Just because, well, she's not really underrated, but she's underutilized, I'd say, would be the best word to describe it. In recent years, she's kind of been more popular because of the Rebirth, because she came back in Rebirth, and I think was she in New 52? I can't remember. Like I said, I was not really into New 52. I kind of just like dropped off at that point. Or I read the Green Lantern stuff, but I didn't read anything else really. So I wasn't really a fan of that, but. But yeah, like with the way they were approaching Superman, is like they weren't really approaching it to make a Superman film. They're trying to, you know, make the character in their image, which is just not what you should be doing. You should be, embracing the characters in the comics and what he stands for and what he's all about. So that's why like Man of Steel I think failed, because it was very, I mean, didn't fail. It wasn't like a box office bomb, but it wasn't like it didn't really. But it was a very divisive film. And BVS was the the that's why the Snyderverse just wasn't. That's why BVS like underperformed. Very not that BVS was a complete financial failure, but it made less than it should have. A movie with Batman and Superman should have made way more than it made. And it had Wonder Woman's first appearance in that movie. You had all these things going for it that should have made it a bigger success than it really actually was. Really fan of was my mouse, but Ryan Reynolds should be in the Flash movie with. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be really cool if we got. That would have been the dream cast. Getting Michael Keaton, Christopher Reeves, Linda Carter, and whatnot. That'd be really cool for like a Superman, like a DC Trinity movie or something. Yeah, they should have based it off of World's Finest, like those episodes. That was the first three. Those the World's Finest episodes from Superman the Animated Series was brilliant. Like it was perfect. Like the way they introduced those characters to each other and whatnot. And they should have used that for reference. I mean, another way they could have gone about it is they could have gone like the Public Enemies route. I thought that was a really, really cool storyline when they did that. They could do something similar to that storyline. I think that would have been an interesting story. Or maybe something somewhere down the lines, obviously, because you'd want to stop, but you could have that be the reason why they come together or something. But there's a lot of things they could have done differently with the DCEU from the ground up that could have made it a stronger foundation and whatnot. All right, let's bring out some orange, and then we'll throw some purple on our friend here. Does he have? He has orange wings. Gotcha. Not really a fan of every animated of what made this kind of fascinating. Yeah. I haven't really seen what was it called? The newer one. I think that she was in. It was the newer one where they go with Apocalypse and whatnot, fight Darkseid. It's one of the new 52 versions of the. It's one of the new 52 animated movies. I just really have no really interest in, honestly, because I just don't like those movies. Because new 52. Like anything with new 52 inspiration, I just kind of like tune out. Most of the time, just because it kind of like just represents an era for DC that I just do not care for, because I don't really like the more angst-written version of the characters, like the more aspirational side of them that they were before then. So I kind of just like Superman. Obviously, Wonder Woman was very drastically changed for probably, in my opinion, for the worst, because I think they've kind of missed the point of who that character is supposed to be in more recent days. Just because they kind of just turned her, into something that she's really not supposed to be. She's not supposed to be a warrior first and foremost. Her first, being a warrior, great warrior and whatnot is a very big part of her character, but it wasn't her sole. It wasn't all she was. She was, to me, she's always been a peacemaker, a diplomat, an emissary first. Now that was her whole purpose in the original comics. She was sent to man's world to be, an ambassador for peace and whatnot. And that kind of got changed now in more recent days, where it's like they make her more warrior based and whatnot, which it's not really the purpose that character is meant to really serve. This big war, Apocalypse War, was crazy. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I've seen parts of it, like on YouTube and stuff. I just didn't really care for that universe and that version of the character, so I just don't really have any interest in seeing that. Yeah, that movie was awesome. I love the Public Enemies animated movie. Like DC animated used to be so fucking good. Like back then, the Public Enemies movie, the Superman Batman Apocalypse movie was awesome. Yeah, and there's a lot of really good stuff, you know. Yeah, basically, that's basically what Nick 52 was. You know what? I'm gonna clean off my desk because I don't really need these skin tones at the moment. Just need to add my blues. Just get rid of that shit. I might need some yellows though. I'll keep my grays. Okay. I have not. I have not seen Ninja Scroll. Oh, and we have a bot. That's nice. Hold on. Get out of here, bot. All right. So, all right, orange. We're working on the orange part of this costume. So you get YR04, which is a lighter shade. So let's get that going. But, you know, actually, for underrated villains, I actually kind of like Killer Moth. I don't know. He's kind of fun to me. I mean, I like all. I mean, some people don't really like them, but I actually kind of like the more joke villains. I like the very silly villains. They're fun to me. And I actually kind of came up with the idea when I was drawing this. I was like, you know what? What if there was like a movie or an animated series episode where all the joke villains were like, you get Kite Man, Killer Moth, you get Condiment King, you get all these joke villains together to, you know, they're like, you know, they get fed up with Batman. We keep getting our asses kicked on our own, but you know what? If we all teamed up, I bet we could actually make a difference and actually take down the fucking Batman. Then that could be, I don't know, that's kind of like an idea I came up with while I was drawing this one. So, it would have to be, I don't think it would be a movie. I don't think it would be substantial enough for a movie, but like, you know, maybe like an animated series episode would be kind of a fun idea. They did something kind of similar to that in the Batman cartoon, actually, when the Penguin kind of made his own little team there. But maybe Assault on Arkham is awesome. Oh yeah, I like the Assault on Arkham movie. That was cool. That was a cool one. Well, I did have some problems with it. I didn't really like that Batman kind of like inadvertently got what's his name, Black Spider killed. You know, when he basically took on his costume and kind of, you know, because like Batman knows, like, you know, because it's like it's something that Batman would never do, because like Batman knows that, especially since he injured the guy earlier, it's like he knows that he's putting that guy in danger because he's locked up half the guys in Arkham Asylum, and so he's basically walking into his death sentence in that scene, you know, like by putting him in that costume, and he ends up getting killed because of him, because Joker kills him because thinking it's Batman and whatnot, which is something I don't really think Batman would do, but. Like, I'm just not really a big fan. I'm not a fan of Batman killing at all. You know, it's just not the character to me. You know, obviously he has killed in the comics before, but I don't really. Like, obviously, that's kind of like in the more older comics, and most of the time, if he does kill, it is for like a very under extreme circumstances. You know, or if it's like a villain that's like way overpowered, like he tried to kill Darkseid, at one point. But I think that Darkseid's a very different like threat level than like say the Joker or Two-Face or whatever. But other than that, I really enjoyed that movie. Favorite DC female villain? Ooh, who's my favorite female villain? God, there's so many. Poison Ivy's great. Harley, Shiva. Let's see. Killer Frost is awesome. I like Killer Frost. Oh, I need some more purples. Hold on. Ooh, not you. Volcana from the animated series was a fun villain. I think she was a original character in that series, if I'm not mistaken. When they did that series, Volcana was originally, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if she was or not. Yeah, Killer Frost is a really cool villain. No pun intended. But yeah. Cheetah's cool. I like Cheetah. I like Giganta. She's fun. Cersei's a lot of fun too. Yeah, I like her in the animated series. I thought she was really funny in that series. All right. Time is it? Ooh, it's 10:30. I go for. Yeah, we should be able to get at least a good chunk of the background done before we end it. Let's see. That was cool. Okay. I think the orange needs a darker shade. Different. Yeah. Just feel like some of the shadows here and there. Yeah. See. Queen Bee is actually a lot of fun in the Young Justice show. Well, I'm just trying to think about all these female villains. Yes. Tala was really cool in the animated series. Well, she was an interesting character. Let's see. Cheshire's a lot of fun. Okay. YR04. Well, she's kind of like an anti-hero, anti-villain type of character, at least in the Young Justice cartoon. Like she was kind of just kind of playing both sides type of thing in that show. Depending on the circumstances. Ooh. I think I may have gone too far in a few places. So, all right, let's get a lighter shade of purple going. All right. Yeah, I'll go with this just to kind of get some of the highlights colored in. Clancy Brown, definitely for Lex Luthor. I really love Clancy Brown. I like the guy who played him in the what was it called? All-Star Superman movie. He did a really good job as well. I like the Young Justice version of Lex too. I thought he was really solid as well. I really like that version of the character where he's very like calm and collected and whatnot. Like there's like literally a scene where he like has a bomb strapped to his arm and he's like completely completely unfazed by it. It was really, really solid, really good, really cool scene there. So I think the belt buckle's white, but the rest of it's yellow. So what do I want to do for the belt? I think this will do. Put yellow around and on the rim, and then I'll put yellow on like the square parts, and the other parts will be white. We'll do. Okay. Yeah, Clancy Brown is just awesome as Lex. All right. Let's get a lighter shade. Yeah, let's touch up the green a little bit. A darker shade, maybe. Not this one though. Actually, this one might be good. Yeah, that's the winner. Just get all the darker areas with this green. Yeah, all these orange on the green needs to be fixed up. Luckily, I have jelly rolls for that. Very useful for like fixing little small mistakes like that. And no problem, Jeffrey. And no worries. It's very late on my end, so I'm not too sure what your time zone's like. So, no problem, then. Go eat. Humans got to eat. Let's see. I'm going for about an hour and a half now, so I'll probably end at probably 11:30. So it's about an hour and a half from now. Like call it a night. Luckily, I still have my Red Bull, so I'm still going strong. All right. So there's Killer Moth. I think we're pretty much ready to move on. Obviously, we'll come back with our grays to add the gray tones to the guy. But yeah. So we're going to start on the back, and we'll start with the sky. Because it's probably going to be the most time-consuming part. So we're going to use some red, some copper, and some blacks. And probably some, we use a BV25. So we can put all these colors away. So obviously for the Gotham City, look, I kind of went for a very simple sort of a background here. Just because you don't want to do very complicated background when you're trying to focus on the main like sort of characters here. I'm not really the biggest fan of Christmas movies, to be honest. Not necessarily anything against them, just never really been for me. But I like the Home Alone movies. At least the first two. I mostly watch like DC animated like films, like or DC animated series episodes where like the Justice League, the what was it the Christmas with the Joker episode, and what's it called? Uh, Comfort and Joy, the Justice League one. That was a really good one. But I actually really liked what's the movie called? Or no, actually, no. Batman Returns is kind of a Christmas movie because it kind of takes place around Christmas time, doesn't it? So I guess that kind of counts. It's really a shame. Yeah, I have never really been the biggest Thundercats fan, to be honest. Never really got into it. More of a Transformers DC guy. Star Wars as well. I actually really liked Batman Returns. I thought it was a very, very good movie. I have some problems with it, obviously. I don't really like Batman killing, obviously. Yeah, we've kind of established that already. But but other than that, I thought it was a really solid movie. I love Michael Keaton's Batman, obviously, but I really liked that take on the Penguin. I liked Danny DeVito as the Penguin. I thought it was really, he looked like he was like perfect in that role. Michelle Pfeiffer was awesome as Catwoman as well. Really liked that movie. I think this guy is dying out on me, so we'll not use it. All right, now how do I do this without? I think I'll make this should I make the center a bit darker that way. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. I want to make sure the ketchup stands out. I'm trying to. I think we'll do like a light purplish color. I'll try that. That might actually be a bit better. Yeah, I love Michael Keaton as Batman. He was really, really solid in the role. And they as like again, aside from the killing, they really understood the character fairly well. You know. Yeah, I felt like they portrayed, at least, you know, to me, it was the closest portrayal of Batman, at least the more traditional Batman on screen that we've ever gotten. You know, like because Chris Nolan wasn't really like, yeah, I like this, I like the Chris Nolan movies, but they really weren't like Batman as he should be. You know. You know, it was a much more realistic take on the character, and it wasn't. It was more of a, you know, it was more of Chris Nolan. It was more of Chris Nolan. There's a lot more Chris Nolan influence, and you know, it just wasn't really the character. You know, his character, like, because you know, he's like someone who's very confused about his identity. You know, he doesn't really know his place in the world, or you know, he's not really certain about what he wants to be, or you know, just stuff that just Batman just isn't really known for. Like, he's not someone who's confused about who he is and whatnot. He's not who Batman is. Like Batman's always been a self-directed hero. You know. He's never been like confused about his goals or what he wants to do and achieve as Batman. Yeah. I think it should be fine. Bellingham, he was okay. I thought he was okay in Batman Forever. He was an all right Batman, I would say. I wouldn't say he's horrible. But I definitely liked the guy from, who's the guy? It's Kevin Porter, the guy who plays him in like those fan films. He does a really solid job as Batman. Really solid job. Like, he has the voice down, he has the look down. Like, that's, to me, that's just Batman. You know, he has the chin. If you're gonna play Batman, you have to have the chin. You know, you have to have that square jaw. So yeah, I really like Kevin Porter as Batman in a lot of those fan films that I see. Just gotta be careful, or I might just go over it all and just like use yeah. You know, we'll just go around it and we'll just kind of work with yeah. Let's put like the unit ball on top of the ketchup here. We'll make it pop out a bit more. That's what we'll do. Not necessarily. I've never really been into like kung fu movies. Nothing against them personally, just not really something I got into. So that's something I was into when I was younger or whatever. I was more into like cartoons and shit and Star Wars and whatnot. So I never really got around to like Bruce Lee movies and stuff. Yeah, Kevin Porter is like freaking awesome. I love like the Bat and the Sun stuff. Yeah, I really like that newer Batman movie they did. That was really good. The what was it? I can't remember the name of it, but you know, it had like the Joker and Batman. It was just a really cool one. I wasn't really a big fan of the costume. Like, I just don't really like the more militarized look of the Bat suit they kind of went for, which is kind of very heavily inspired by the Bat flick. Yeah. Yeah, not really a fan of. Like, I've never really been a fan in general of all the more armored Batsuit designs. I'm more because it kind of goes against it's just not really that appealing visually, and B, it kind of goes against the character and what he's because I mean there's obviously a story reason for it, but there's also just a part of but it's also a part of who the character is. The character is meant to evoke sort of this supernatural it's supposed to evoke the supernatural element, to criminals, with this costume. But he's like walking around in the like a armored suit or whatever like that. It kind of takes away from that because but when you have like a suit with like that's all skin tight, it emphasizes the muscles on his body a lot more, and that gives him more. It kind of embraces that creature of the night persona a lot more. That Batman's trying to evoke, and he's trying to scare criminals and whatnot. Like that's kind of what it's all about. And also, there's a story reason behind it. And then I think I can't remember which comic it was, but he basically said, something like, if I wear this like if I go around in a big like armored suit or something like that, well, it's gonna slow me down. And if I'm slowed down even just a little bit, someone could get killed. Like I might not be able to save someone because of the suit, because of the hindrance of the armored suit that I'm wearing. Oh, I'd love to see Bat in the Sun. Actually, there was a fan film that actually did Cassandra Cain. It was Batman Death Wish, I think was the name of it. That was a really cool one as well. That one was very inspired by very much inspired by at least in terms of visuals, very heavily inspired by the Joel Schumacher films. Like the bat suits especially with Robin and Batman, like they were very similar to that. But yeah, I really liked that one as well. That was a really solid film. But yeah, I'd love to see Bat in the Sun like take on Cassandra Cain. That'd be fucking sick. I think they did. I'm not too sure it's Bat in the Sun, but there was someone who did a Batgirl. It was Batgirl. It was called Batgirl Spoil, and it was about Stephanie Brown, which was really cool as well. Unfortunately, I think that one got canceled though, or they got shut down by WB or something. Yeah, there's a lot of great fan films out there. When they did the Batman versus Predator movie, like the Batman Dead End or whatever, like that was like really solid. That was like really cool. I think I'm gonna need to pull out some darker colors here, just to make this background a little bit more presentable. Yeah, Dying is Easy. That was the title. That was the name of it. Dying is Easy. That was a really good one. Yeah, I love that one. Okay, yeah. That was a really cool one. Yeah, I'd love to see more Cassandra Cain, from film writers or filmmakers and whatnot. Let's see. Oh, what's his name? Denny Shepard, the guy who did the Nightwing series, was really good as well. I actually really like that one. I actually like that they used Killing Joke as like kind of the reason for the fallout between Bruce and Dick Grayson. I think that was a really smart idea. And like the Jason Todd stuff. Well, yeah, it's kind of more. Yeah. Yeah, because in that version they kind of had him leave before Jason Todd died. So, but like they had like Jason Todd like kind of being already in like the Bat Family that he just wasn't Robin at it. He just wasn't Robin just yet. Yeah, I think that they're doing a Red Hood versus, or they were doing a Red Hood versus like the It from or Pennywise like type of thing, which is kind of cool. He kind of turned Jason to a little bit of a hippie with his hair there, but it was a pretty cool one. I mean, I could kind of see Jason Todd rocking a buttload of hair every now and then. All right, let's bring out some copper. Just to darken some areas here a bit more. Probably gonna use the what's it called? Death of Robin. It's fantastic. Was that an animated film or a fan film? Okay, yeah, it was a fan film. Yeah, that sounds cool. Was it about Jason Todd or Ian Lang? I don't know. I've seen some of them. I can't remember which one. It's been a while, but if it's a more recent fan film, I probably haven't seen it. But if it's an old one, I might have. It's kind of how I'm rolling here. I'm trying to think. I might have seen it. The name sounds familiar to me. I might have stumbled across a series like that. If I have, I probably didn't finish it just because, I actually really like the ones that are a bit more professional. Not to sound mean, obviously, but I like the more professionally done ones. Some of them are, not all fan films are. Let's be honest, not all fan films are the best of quality. But I do appreciate like the effort a lot of them do, even if they aren't like the best of quality. You just can't like knock fans for trying to embrace these characters, or try to bring these characters to life in their own way. All right, I think I need a refill for this one as well. He's on the list. He's on a lot. Hey Jacob, how you doing, man? Merry Christmas to you too, man. Hope you're having a good one, or hope you have a wonderful Christmas Eve tomorrow. Unless you're in Australia, then obviously today would be Christmas Eve. So, yeah. All right, let's get some black on here. Then we'll tie it in with some purple, just to kind of blend the. I think it'll just create a nice look to it. Might put some like lighting in the background just to make it a little bit more interesting. That's kind of like the go-to thing for artists, or at least for me, anyways. The background's not that pleasant. Put some lighting in there. Or it was like too boring, which my backgrounds are usually pretty boring, to be honest. It's something I still need to work on, is making them a bit more presentable. B square version should make yeah. Honestly, anyone who understands the character I'd be really down to see. And has obviously the know-how to make a really good, solid fan film. Oh, was it Ian Lang? I think wasn't that there was one that was kind of based off of the Nolan trilogy a little bit, where it had like, I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head. There's one with the Riddler in it. that they did with Zaz and Ventriloquist and Scarface. Like there was one that was kind of like meant to be like in between like Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, which I thought was kind of cool. Then there's another one that was kind of similar to that, but it was like after Dark Knight Returns and stuff like that, or not, or Dark Knight Rises rather. Trying to remember, can't really remember off the top of my head. It's been so long. Yeah, she was really awesome in that. Like she was kicking ass, like as she should have. You know, like she wasn't easy to take down. Like you know, she's like she's one of the few members of the Bat family that can actually take on Batman in a fight. You know, and very easily win if she under the right circumstances. You know, although in a real fight, I do think that Batman would probably win in the end, just because I think he has just because of his experience and whatnot. But yeah, contender game, but she's not going down easy. Is all I'm saying. Yeah. You know, she ain't gonna make it easy on Bruce if it ever comes to that. You know? And there was actually a big fight between them in the comics, actually, which was kind of like it kind of ended in a stalemate, or not really a stalemate, but it kind of ended in a what's it called? City of Scars is really cool. Yeah, I like that one too. Yeah. Except there's like a bunch of Red Hood fan films out there. I just can't remember them off the top of my head. Really. I'd like to see someone do Tim Drake Robin fan film. That'd be really cool to me. So I'm a big Tim Drake fan, so. There's a lot you could do with Tim Drake in a fan film. Yeah, you could introduce you could have Stephanie Brown and him team up and stuff like that. That'd be really cool. Yeah, they have really good chemistry with one another. Yeah, I cannot talk today, but then again, I've been streaming all day. So I was on Mackie's stream this morning, and I was streaming, and now I'm streaming right now, later tonight. So yeah. Kind of like in the background. Yeah, it's serving its purpose. The main basically the background is mostly just meant to draw your attention to the characters. So I think it's doing an okay job of that. I'll have to come back in with another shade of red for some areas here, just to make it a little bit more full. Or I don't know. I'm not the best when it comes to explaining the terminology. Yeah, Tim Drake's like a really solid character. You know, I really love Tim Drake. You know. Okay. So like Isma Hawk did a Nightwing series. I'd like to see. Also, Stephanie Brown would be interesting if they did a spoiler series. Or if someone did a fan film with it. I think she's a really good character, a really underrated character, in my opinion, in the Bat family. Yeah. Azrael would be cool. I'd love to see an Azrael like film or something like that. It could be based off of the Gene Paul Valley, or it could be based off of Michael Lane Azrael. But I just want to see Azrael. It's like he's just so cool. He's one of the coolest designs and the coolest storylines. Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be sick too. That'd be really cool to see Tim Cass and Stephanie Brown like team up show or movie or animated movie or something. That'd be really cool as well. They had a really funny dynamic in the comics. I really like the way they played off each other. Let's add some darker shades to our Moth friend here. Yeah, Tim Drake's a really good character. Shame. It's really just a shame what they're doing to him now, though. I mean, they've been doing disservice to him since the New 52. You know, where they kind of, and like, yeah, his whole time as Robin, yeah, it doesn't never happened in our timeline. It's like, yeah, thanks, nice job. Like all those books, yeah, you read, you know, all those Tim Drake Robin books you read, yeah, they don't mean fucking shit anymore. That's basically what they're fucking saying at that point, you know. And then Robin run was fucking phenomenal. That was a really solid run. Easily the best Robin run they ever had. Yeah. And he's easily the best Robin out of all of them, in my opinion. Yeah, I like Dick Grayson, but I think he's a much more stronger and better character as Nightwing. And obviously Jason Todd is not, you know, qualified to be Robin. You know, he's way too brutal and stuff. He's better off as Red Hood. And Damian does not deserve that fucking R shield or anything like that. Like, he's not Robin at all. Robin in name only, if you ask me. All right, let's throw some red on. Kind of a similar technique with this for when I did the Green Goblin a couple months ago. Or not a couple months ago, like a lot of months ago. But yeah, Tim Drake deserves a lot better, you know. Like, he's such an important character to the Batman mythology, you know. Like, he's a lot more important than people really give him credit for, I feel like. Which, by the way, we gotta do a Tim Drake stream. I know we kind of did a Tim Drake draw stream when we did the, you know, Red Robin versus Donatello back in the last couple months ago. But I think it's time we do like a Tim Drake more traditional one. We could do like a Tim Drake and Stephanie Brown piece. That'd be kind of cool. Like a team up cover or a piece rather. Yeah, he is. He's definitely the most intelligent of them all. More than that, he's the Robin that really understands like the role that Robin's supposed to play for Batman. You know, because he came in at a time where Batman was in a very dark place. You know, after Jason Todd was killed and whatnot, and Robin or Tim Drake rather, you know, saw that Batman needed a Robin because Robin was always there to kind of balance out that darkness. You know, that's the whole point. That's why the dynamic duo, you know, they're kind of, you know, one embraces a bit more the lighter side of crime fighting when the other one embodies the darker side of it. And that's kind of why they're called a dynamic duo, I think so. There's one comic I read where he kicked Jason in the balls at one point. So that's the one I read. I can't remember I can't remember just because I don't have I don't know a lot of the books, but there's one I had where Jason got his balls kicked in by Tim, which was fucking hilarious. Which there's actually one comic I really love, which I wasn't really the biggest fan of when Tim Drake became Red Robin, just because it's just he was kind of going a little bit out of character there. When he hurt Stephanie Brown, it's just like, no. I can understand it kind of. He's kind of going a little bit crazy because he just lost his father figure, Batman. But at the same time, it's just like, I just don't think that he ever, hurt like Stephanie Brown like that the way he did. Then he kind of went a little bit crazy, trying to find out, because he kind of believed that Batman was still alive, but no one else was believing him and stuff, which I can kind of understand why someone would go crazy because of that, but at the same time, I just don't really see that being Tim Drake. I don't think that's what he would do in that circumstance. But my favorite part in that run was when he put Damian in his fucking place. When Damian Wayne first came about, he was always being an asshole to fucking Tim Drake the whole time. And so Tim Drake finally just put him in his fucking place and just whooped his ass. So, thoughts on Damian Wayne? He's a fucking piece of shit. He's a fucking little turd. If you go back and watch my Michelangelo versus Damian Wayne stream or the time lapse for that, you'll know exactly why. There's a reason why I'm favoring Mikey in that piece, is all I'm saying. It's really fucking that little turd. He's just an asshole to everybody. It's just like, fuck him. I mean, I get that he's fucking part of the, he's raised by the League of Assassins, but it's like, this guy's just so unlikable. He's just like, just a little turd. Fuck him. Yeah. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Damian. In the nicest way I can possibly put it. And I'll just throw a little bit of the R59 on. I forgot I was supposed to be mentioning markers I'm using, but again, what time is it? Ooh. 11:10. So, we're pretty much almost done in the background, so we might as well just do the ground, and then we'll call it a wrap after that. So, kind of gotta get up early tomorrow because you do a little shopping, and I kind of want to go a little bit early because it's Christmas Eve, so there's probably be a lot of traffic and whatnot, and especially since Canada and it snows and it's cold, so you kind of want to get your shit done as soon as possible. Which, I mean, I already got all my Christmas shopping done, but I just need to get a few things. I always make sure I get all my Christmas shopping done either a month or a week or a couple of weeks in advance before Christmas. Because I like being prepared. Once you get that all done, and once you get your rent fit, your bills paid, and everything, everything, it's a big, massive burden off your shoulders there, I always like to get all that stuff taken care of. That way I can just relax and stuff. So. But yeah. So yeah, this year's been a lot of fun. I've been doing this draw stream for about a year now. I think I started I think it was on the 2nd of January. I did my first draw stream. So maybe days the 2nd on. So I want to see if I can do something special for that. No, it's on Thursdays. Maybe on the 5th, we'll probably do like a special type of thing. Ian Lang should play. Ooh. Yeah, I'll have to look up Ian Lang then after this. I have to see that Red Hood show. Yeah, there's so many characters because I just really hate the way Hollywood treats them. But fans always like do a really solid job most of the time with their fan made stuff. The fans it's kind of true, honestly, that the fans really do, because because the fans going into it, not every like fan film obviously is 100% perfect, but like you kind of respect that, because because these people who are making them, they're not doing it because of they are because the Hollywood production. They're doing it because they love the franchise, they love the characters. So I greatly respect them for that. Even if I'm not really the biggest fan of some of them, because not all of them are the greatest thing ever made. Because they're the fans that they're not going to have like a Hollywood budget. So, but at the same time, even still, I still respect them. Those types of people are greatly. So. Yeah, let's get these old billboards going. All right. So now let's just get the ground going. Let's go with a dark gray here with my. This is kind of a new pen I've been using lately. It's kind of a Pentel brush pen, but it has a gray ink in it, which I got kind of inspired by Stanley Artgerm, who's a very famous artist for both DC and Marvel. Who's done a lot of pinup work for them and stuff like that. And he uses this a lot in his he does his own drawstrings that are really that I've actually kind of found to be very useful, because I'm still kind of new to Copics and stuff like that, so I've always found him and Todd to be very helpful in that area. And what I like about this too is that Pentel brush pens are really good for covering large areas like this. This is not going to take me long at all. All I have to do now is just wait for it to dry, and then I can add some extra stuff in it. It's really good for creating grungy little details here like that. So, Nightmare by the YouTube channel Palm Drive. Ooh, I might have. I'm trying to remember. I'm not too sure. Oh, I love Dick Grayson. I love Dick. Yeah, I think that Dick Grayson's a great character. Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Ooh. Only thing is, it's kind of eating the paper here a little bit. Or seems to be. No, it should be fine. Whatever. Yeah, because it's water-based pen, so you got to be careful with the paper you're using as well. But okay, yeah. All right. Well, I really like when the filmmakers really understand the characters and stuff like that. So I might have to check that out. I'll probably look that up after the stream, actually. Honestly. All right, let's get some grays out. I'm gonna wrap this up. Cool gray going. Yeah, I really like the. Speaking of Nightwing, I really Dick Grayson rather. I really like the Ismahawk series they did. I kind of talked about it earlier, but yeah, I think they did a really good job with Nightwing and really doing a good job of portraying that relationship he had with Bruce. That was a very, very self-found film. I like that I like that they added a lot of like animated series references, like the scene where they almost like start to fight. Like that was very like in the graveyard scene rather they almost have like a little bit of a fight there, which is very much inspired by the scene where in the animated series where Robin like punches the shit out of Batman. That one scene, which was really awesome. That was kind of a really cool scene. Oh my god, no, I just totally forgot about this. Clock King's supposed to have black shoes. So we'll have to add that in just a minute. Oh, easy fix. Oh, yeah, I really do hope they do. But most likely they'll probably, because it's more. Because I see them, because I don't think they'll. I think they'll most likely have her as Orphan if they do Cassandra Cain. Because I think that they just because it would be the more recent version of the character that people would be most familiar with. So, but yeah, I'd love to see like a Cassandra Cain Batman like fan film or something. There's a lot that can be done with that character. There's a bunch of storylines they could take from in the comics, And I'll darken that up because I needed to fix that earlier. Yeah, and that Batgirl run was really good. At least the first three volumes. I mean, I think I said this before on another stream, but it kind of fell off a little bit, later, once into later runs issues of the series, but it was still a pretty solid series. Yeah, it can be a darker shade. I'll use some, just add a little bit of a purple tint to the ground here. Yeah, that'd be. Oh, yeah, that was a really good run. It was. I had the trade paperbacks for that, and it's in the. I think it's this. No, it ends. Okay, the first volume. It ends with their first fight, but then the second volume ends with their. Not their last fight, but that kind of like the. Because it wasn't their last fight, because they obviously had their last fight in nearing the end of Cassandra Cain's Batgirl run, which was in the, I think it was in the Kicking Assassins part of it, or I can't remember what it was called. So I have the trade paperback of it, but I also have the individual issues of it, because I own the entire Cassandra Cain Batgirl run, actually. I actually have it all. I'm just trying to remember what was the title for it. Can't remember off the top of my head. And that's where things kind of started to get really weird with the series. Started going because I think they've done like a newer writer for the Batgirl book. That's why there's a kind of a bit of a tone shift, like a very big shift between Cascade in the previous Batgirl runs to like the ones during that time period. Yeah, I like the final issue. I like the final ones where Bruce actually adopts her at the end there. That was a really sweet ending to it. I mean, it's a little out of character. I don't really see. I mean, I guess because I don't really see Cassandra King going out of her way like that, the way she did, to try and murder like Deathstroke and David Kane for what they did to her. But just because she's someone who really firmly believed in the no kill rule, you know, just as strongly as Batman does, you know. But I understand where she was coming from, obviously, as you know, from what they did to her at the same. But oh, look, we got another bot. Hold on, what the fuck are these bots doing here, man? There's the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, hold on. I had users on this channel. Fuck that guy. But yeah, you know, I wasn't really a big fan of her going out of her. I mean, I can understand maybe like in a moment of rage, like she would try to kill him, but I don't know if I would really buy her like going to that extent to try and murder him and stuff like that. I just don't really see that. But that's just me. But I really like the ending of the book. I thought it was a really solid book, you know, where she refuses to kill him at the end of it all. Yeah. And I remember, and that's kind of like, and the ending of that book really was the reason why I just couldn't really get into her once they brought her back as Orphan in Rebirth. Just because, you know, I was really attached to that sort of father-daughter dynamic that they had that she had with Bruce in the older books. I just, you know, it's just kind of like you just can't really get that same relationship back, you know, sometimes. You know, I was just like, you know, because so every time I'd read like the newer stuff, I'd always like miss that, you know. Yeah, I miss those characters the way they were, not and stuff. All right, let's get some gray tones going for some areas here. I think we'll use, you know what? Yeah, I think we'll just use cool grays. Where's my 2 at? Oh, that's neutral gray. I need cool gray. Get nice and cool. That's a 0. Where did I put it? There it is. There it is. There we go. Yeah, I love the. Okay, you're talking about the one where she fights Lady Shiva. I was talking about the one where she is fighting David Kane in that one scene. That's the one I was referring to, when it was like the issue where Batman adopts her, or officially adopts her. Which that's kind of like the reason why I just couldn't really get into that new stuff, because like I wanted to see where that story went, you know. You know, like this is the idea of Batman having a daughter is just cool. You know, it's like the same. You know, it's like just like how cool it is, you know, to have for like Wolverine to have a sort of a daughter figure in the form of like X-23. Like it's just really cool. You know. Well, technically, Huntress was actually his daughter in the Earth 2 stuff. Or I think it was Earth 2, right? Before like Crisis and whatnot, or before they, you know, did the before they rebooted, rather. But like, yeah, she was like originally Helena Wayne, but then she, when they did the reboot, they brought her back as Helena Bertinelli, which, by the way, Huntress needs definitely could use a fan film treatment from Bat in the Sun. That'd be really cool. Although they kind of did Huntress in one of their fan films, didn't they? But it was more of a civilian identity one. It had the Riddler in it, and it was really solid. There's 2 of them. There was one where Huntress was kept prisoner because she was being interrogated for Batman's identity. But then there was a sequel to that where, you know, Riddler comes to Wayne Manor with the bomb or whatever, or no, I think it was revealed in that animated one where he didn't, or that, not the animated one, but it was kind of revealed that he didn't actually have a bomb, and it's kind of like almost like a redemption type of story for Riddler in that. It was kind of an interesting take on it, where he like kind of like tries to blackmail Batman into, that was like, you know, Kevin Porter was fucking awesome in that one. Like he really, you know, as Bruce, like he wasn't even playing Batman. He was just Bruce Wayne, and he was still like very intimidating. He was still like, that was a solid one. I really liked that one. Tommy Wong, yeah, his art's really awesome for the character. The helmet on Killer Moth needs a little bit of work. I still need to add the eyes because obviously it's all blacked out because I kind of messed up on the eyes when I was drawing this. So I'm just going to use the unit balls and stuff like that to kind of add them in. Yeah, I love Huntress. She's such a really cool character to me. You know, the guy who drew her in the New 52, there's a book in the New 52 about her. But the guy who drew her just knows how to draw women, like making them absolute, because she was like fucking gorgeous in that book. It's probably one of the only like Batman family related characters books that I actually liked. Which I mean, granted it was only the first volume of that, but it was pretty solid. Like I said, not all the New 52 was bad, but it was just kind of like the overall feel of the New 52 that was all wrong, you know, like with all the characters, like especially like characters like Superman and Wonder Woman, you know. But Huntress was solid, but I absolutely love that art style for Wonder Woman or Huntress in that, you know. Like that, I can't remember the artist's name, but he knows how to draw like women and make them absolutely gorgeous, which sadly isn't being prioritized nowadays because, you know, we know how the comics are now. But yeah, he's like one of the. But yeah, that art style like really appealed to me a lot. So. So add some gray tones to our guy here. Nice. Not really a fan of her rebirth design. Oh, for Huntress? Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of that one. I liked her New 52 and pre-52 designs the best, I think. I would have loved to see. Oh, that'd be so cool if they had Huntress in like the Arkham games and stuff. You know, maybe they will add some like Cassandra Cain to the new Gotham Knights game they're doing. Maybe. I'd love to see like Cassandra Cain in that story. Spoiler: Stephanie Brown. You know, Azrael would be cool. Yeah. But you know, I am having reservations about that game just because of who's involved. So. There's some writers in there that are kind of questionable, but you never know. I'm one that, like, at this point I'm kind of just kind of done with DC, but I have no problem like just skipping out on this game if it, you know, like if they do, like for example, if they do bisexual Tim Drake, I'm not buying this game at all. It's like, nope, you are not going to make me spend money. I'm not going to spend money on something that degrades my favorite Robin. No, thank you. So, yeah. Yeah, her New 52 design was really good. I like that design for her. It was really, really cool. I actually have the comic here, but I can't really. It's kind of been because I moved my comics around a little bit a while ago, so they're not really in order right now. Because I was moving them around, was like rearranging my shelves in this room where I have all my Transformers and stuff. Yeah, let's do that. I should add a little bit more green to the symbol there. It's a little, not really standing out very well. Let's do that. There we go. Yeah. So I think that'll do it for the colors mostly. I think we're pretty much ready to touch this one up. So we'll probably just add a little bit of details. What time is it? 11:30. So do a little bit of touch ups, and then we'll kind of wind it down here. So we'll add the white eyes onto Killer Moth here. Five or seven family. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, that would be. I would, I'd be I would totally main Cassandra Cain if she was ever put into a game. Although I think there was a skin for Cassandra Cain in the Injustice mobile game, but I never played that game because I'm not really a mobile games guy. So. But like in the Lego Batman, the DC villains game, I actually always I try to make a Cassandra Cain in that game. So I really like that. I actually really like those Lego games. They're very therapeutic to me, and they're very nice and relaxing. But the customization in that game was really fucking cool because you could customize your characters' abilities and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like you give them specific superpowers and whatnot. And so I tried to make a bunch of Batman family members that just weren't in the game. I think I made a spoiler. I made Azrael, I think, because Azrael was never in any of the Arkham games. Or the Lego games, rather. Or I think he might have been in the DS version. I'm not too sure. But I never played the DS version because I don't have one. Yeah, I really would, and I'd love to see Cassandra Cain like an Arkham style video game. Like, I understand why they didn't just give Batgirl in the Arkham Knight game, Cassandra Cain or Stephanie Brown Batgirl skins. That'd be kind of cool, or a Betty Kane Batgirl skin. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I think that'd be really sick. So I actually did a draw stream or a coloring stream rather, a couple. Several months ago, where I drew the original Betty and Kathy Kane on my channel, which that was a lot of fun to do. And I kind of based it in the style. It was kind of it was around the time where I was experimenting with the Bruce Timm style, and I kind of drew them in that sort of style, and a little bit, not 100% Bruce Timm style, but I was very much inspired by that, So, ooh, yeah, maybe. But yeah, if they ever add a DLC with Cassandra Cain as in the Gotham Knights game, yeah, I'm probably gonna pick it up. Unless, of course, they ruin the character as well as Tim Drake, and it's like, nope, get out of here. Or any of the characters, rather, I'm not really a fan of, but although I'm not really a big fan of some of the designs. I mean, I think Jason and Nightwing have the strongest designs in that game so far. I'm not really liking the Batgirl design in that game. So hopefully there are skins. I'm not really liking the Tim Drake Robin costume that he has in that game. So hopefully there's a lot more skins in that game, like in the other Arkham games there were. Yeah, Betty King was the original Batgirl before they changed it up to Barbara Gordon. Then later on, I think they, when they rebooted, they kind of did away with them and kind of made it so that Stephanie Brown or Barbara was the original Batgirl, and then later on in recent comics, they brought her and Kathy back as Batwoman, but they made Kathy was back as Batwoman, obviously, but Betty King came back as Flamebird. Yeah, so she came back as a different hero now. So, but yeah, that would have been an interesting bat suit though, or at least as a skin, if they did that in the Arkham Knight game, Then again, they're different characters, so they probably have different fight. At least between Cassandra Cain and Stephanie Brown, they'd have very different style of fighting styles than Barbara Gordon, So I think Stephanie Brown used a bow staff, if I'm not mistaken. I think she used a bow staff for a lot of it. So. And then Cassandra Cain was very, very much using her fist most of the time, when she was as a fighter. So, all right. What's the worst CW show? Ooh, probably Batwoman, or probably Batwoman. I would say Batwoman. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I've seen enough. I've seen the trailers. I'm just they just do not understand this character at all. Like if you just read the Greg Rucka book, you'll understand the character perfectly fine. And they did not understand the character in that series at all. I mean, the trailer alone just had so many fucking problems. It's just I'm not fucking sitting through this shit. It's you already got the characters wrong. You got this world wrong. You got Batman's world wrong. And whether you're not, and it's it's not just, and it's just oh well, it's Batwoman's show. It's well, Batwoman's part of Batman's world. Get over it, So it's if you get one part of it wrong, it's you can very easily. You can't just break Batman's world just because it serves your character's purpose, and that's what they did. They kind of made Batman kind of give up and shit or whatever hell he is in this series. He just not just that, he leaves the fucking family to die and whatnot. Apparently, not because the rope was not strong enough or whatever, and they just gave up and ran away. It's no, that's not Batman at all. So yeah, but less said about that show, the better, honestly. Because it's not Batwoman at all. It's Batwoman in name only. Because Kate Kane was a decent character in the comics, in the Greg Rucka run. But not so much in the this series, But yeah, I haven't really watched the CW in a while though. I just couldn't get into it anymore. I think it was the Flash season 3 I got is where I kind of cut off ties with them. I was just like, I was not like feeling the. Well, it's because I'm a really big fan of Wally West, and I just didn't like the way they were treating him. They're kind of like pushing him off to the side half the time in the show, and then they didn't really do a whole lot with him. And then and there's a lot of characters I didn't like the portrayal of. Didn't like the way they portrayed like Mirror Master. I thought he was boring. Like he didn't even have a suit or anything like that. He was just wearing like a tuxedo the whole time. Didn't have actual, he didn't have the green and orange costume that he's supposed to have. So I didn't really care for that. Favorite DC couple? Ooh. Oh man, there's so many great ones. I'll go to classic, and I'll go with Lois Lane and Clark. I think I like that one the most. But there's a lot of great couples. I like Barbara and Dick Grayson. I like Dick Grayson and Starfire. I like Green Arrow and Black Canary. Tim Drake and Stephanie Brown. There's kind of Catwoman and Batman. Yeah, they're kind of like an off and on again type of a relationship. So, I like I should like the romance between Bruce and Diana in the animated stuff. I thought that was really, it's kind of like a what could have been type of thing. What's going on? But at the end of the day, Diana should be with Steve Trevor. But I like that they flirted with that idea a little bit in the animated series. That was, they had a really cute sort of a chemistry there. So. Let's see who else. Aquaman and Mara, another great pairing. Yeah. I'm not really the biggest Green Arrow. I don't have the most knowledge on Green Arrow, but I'm not entirely familiar with his world. So I think that, but yeah. But I'm definitely gonna start getting into stuff like that. I'm probably gonna try and start reading some more of the older stuff that I haven't gotten around to. Just because I have no interest in reading any of the new stuff. So, so if you have any great like Green Arrow runs to recommend, I'm definitely down. Yeah, I like Oliver Queen. I like them in the animated series and stuff. Yeah. I like them when they paired up Jon Stewart with a Hawk Girl in the animated series as well. I like that pairing as well. I like Hal and Carol. Yeah, Hal and Carol are fine together. Didn't really like that they kind of made Kyle and Carol a thing in New 52. I thought that was kind of stupid. Guy Gardner got with Ice for a bit before the New 52 when they got broken up. Yeah. A lot of great pairings in the comics, Let's see. I'm trying to remember some of the Lantern one or some of the other ones. I'd like to see more of Fire and Ice. I'd like to see a Justice League International movie or something. Or was that? I think it was Justice League International. That was the team they were part of. see, 11:47. We've been going for a pretty long time now. Gotta wrap this one up pretty quickly here. So. Yeah, we've been going for a really long time. So, for but I like Black Canary. So. More fucking bots, these assholes, man. Fuck sakes. What are they doing? Like everywhere on everyone's fucking channel. Twat waffles. All right. I think I'm gonna. I'll leave the detailing up to. I'll do all the detail work tomorrow. I'm getting a little tired here, but yeah, that's gonna be our Arkham trio or Arkham Rejects here. Hold on. Just gotta pull it up. There we go. That way we can see everybody. So yeah, we got Clock King, we got Condiment King, and we got the killer of moths. So, well, I don't know if he actually kills moths, but yeah, that's gonna do it for this stream. So the next stream will probably be on Sunday, where hold on, we will be drawing. If I can pull it out. Find it. Here it is. We will be coloring the Riddler. So we got this guy ready for colors. You know, this one was actually requested by My Nerdy Home on her. You know, because I was this kind of inspired me to go around the horn of my friend circle to kind of ask people around because. You know, I always talk to her about my art, and so I always ask her what her opinions and whatnot. And I was like, you know, I was talking about, you know, I was going to be drawing a lot of villains for this month, and she suggested I do the Riddler, and then I kind of, you know, asked around, and you know, Lethal wanted Ventriloquist, which we will be doing right after the Riddler, and then Mara wanted Poison Ivy, and Mackie 90 wanted Clayface, which is the one we did. Which is the one we just did, and Riot Kitty wanted Talia, which is what we also did. So, but on that note, I think we're gonna wrap this one up and call it quits. So let's find a clip to end us off on. But before I do that, I want to say you know, great big thanks to everyone who showed up. You know, Chris, you know, awesome talking to you, man. I like the, you know, conversation. You know, Jeffrey Lane. Let's see, had Mads Mama Bear showed up a little bit. What else showed up? Jacob showed up. How's it going? Thanks for showing up, Jacob. So yeah. Oh, and here I almost forgot, the Clock King won the poll. So Killer Moth was in the lead for a little bit, but then someone else came in and ruined that for him. So, yeah, no love for Kite Man or Condiment King. This I thought for sure that people would vote for Condiment King just as a joke at the very least, but yeah, I do. Yeah, I guess Black Canary is kind of underrated, and thanks for the compliment. I really looking forward to doing that Riddler this Sunday. So. But yeah, you know, you can catch me on my, you know, I'm gonna be starting. Obviously, if you catch me yesterday, I started doing my game streams, or at least I did a test stream, and I'm kind of experimenting with different things. You know, because yesterday I tried using Stream Yards, but now I'm gonna try and see if because you know, the big takeaway I got from that stream was the audio for both me and the game was okay, but it was more the video quality that needed work. So yeah, we're gonna try and see if maybe using Stream Labs instead will be a better option for me. So which seems to be a very popular program to use for game streams. So, which I'm not too sure if I'm going to make the game streams a scheduled thing, because I don't want, just because I'm trying to, because I'm trying to kind of find a balance between my art streams and the game streams. So probably next month will definitely be kind of like a feeler for that. We'll kind of feel around for what we want to do. So, but on that note, and I might. And before I end it, I should probably plug this. I might be popping on a Mackety 90s channel, which I'll put as if anyone here is not subscribed to, or anyone's interested in watching this from the future or on the replay or whatever, go to Mackety 90s channel. I might be popping on this weekend if I'm not doing anything for Christmas, because things are kind of a little bit hectic over here at the moment, because the COVID rules are kind of bullshit over here. So, but yeah, I might be popping on his channel. And if I am wanted, I might pop on to My Nerdy Home and Mars, Jade Shadow's channel tomorrow as well. So, or not tomorrow, but on Saturday for Todd Nerdy to Us, if they require a guest appearance or a co-host, because sometimes that happens. But let's see, I'm trying to remember. I'm so tired. All right, so let's end this stream, because I think I plugged everything I needed to plug. So I didn't really, because I had to use a different account for. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I had to use a different account for my StreamYards because I was running out of hours. Because I'm using the free version, so I don't have all my clips played up, but I got no more. So we'll end it off on. We'll end it off on the roast. We'll end it off on Megatron roast.
Optimus Prime's gonna kick
Later,
your
Chris.
ass. I'm going to beat the shit out of Optimus Prime, and then I'll do the same to you, Bumblebee. Bumblebee? I'm not Bumblebee. You're not gonna beat the shit out of anyone today. Oh, yeah? You're yesterday's model, Megatron, ready for the scrapping. Oh, I've never heard that one before, Prime. Got any new material? Junk. That's what you are. Junk. Still doing the same set, I see.
Optimus Prime!
Well, Prime, that's big talk from a robot that can't even fly. Oh, yeah? Do you need to borrow a rocket pack? Thundercracker, pull a rocket pack out of your ass and give it to Optimus Prime. Fuck you.
Silas, you have earned your place at the table.
Lord Megatron, I am honored.
Knockout's dissection table.
Breakdown would be tickled.
No, Lord Megatron. Why?
Because Damocles was the best you had to offer, and it is no more. The human factor did indeed tip the scales in favor of my enemies. He will be a fascinating case for study.
I will leave no fiber or fiber optic unexamined.
No! Megatron! I'm here to serve you!